Hello, welcome back to Binge and Cringe. If you're an audio listener, you might want to be video for this one. I have no way to apply this face paint. This is a nightmare. Now, the worst bit about this is I work in an office, as in like other people also work here. And I look like this. Go, 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 go. What are you doing in my swamp?
Holy shit, Shrek. Oh, I guess that means that. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
It does mean that. It means a little bit more than you think, though, Stans.
Okay. You shared your screen and I see a broken OBS.
This should work.
Oh, you know what's crazy is, as I was walking here, I was like, I wonder if he painted his face green. I actually had that thought.
So funny. I mean, I have a track record for doing stupid shit like that, so...
Yeah. It's hard to look at you. Can I say
I don't
that?
know. What do you mean?
Wait, put your head lower. What are those ears?
They're Shrek ears.
Are they? They're so close to the top. Aren't his on the side?
Yeah, I know. They are very close to the top. They realistically should be where my ears are. That's how ears
That's
work.
what I thought. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
They are like branded as Shrek ears.
You gotta turn your camera off. I cannot look at you while you do this.
Hey, you don't have to look. The viewers do, though.
Look at your fingertips. Your fingertips are green.
They're yellow because I couldn't watch it off.
Oh, no.
I'm turning my camera off for you, but obviously the viewers get to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
So yeah, when you said, I'm ready now, and I was like, oh shit, give me 5 minutes, this is what I was doing.
You had to go get green.
Yeah.
Which you didn't want to be sitting there green for a while.
Yeah, imagine if you were like, actually, I'm busy now, give me an hour, and I'm sat
That'd
like
be
this.
so funny. Yeah.
No, I realized, because you know, and some of the viewers I'm sure know, I work from an office, so I'm not like at home currently.
Yeah, you have to do this in public.
Yeah, it is like 1:45 currently for me, so the likelihood of there being someone in the office is very slim. But to go from the bathroom where I did this to here, I have to go through like 4 corridors. And there's a whole band of the office on the other side that work from Australia times. So they're here like the normal times that I'm here, like late at night.
Oh.
So there's like one corridor that I have to sprint down and make sure, like, triple check, you know, like Scooby-Doo's checking around corners and shit. I felt like that.
Yeah, to make sure that you're not going to scare them looking like Shrek.
Yeah, looking like this. And I saw no one, so that's okay, which is good. I filmed a little bit that I think should be the intro for this, for context.
Perfect.
Because I think if I'm doing like a funny, I'm dressing up for this one, you know, we do like the snapshot intro where it's like us saying crazy things out of context.
Classic cold open.
It ruins the reveal if I'm already green in that, right? So,
right, it does.
Just to like confirm before we carry on with the rest of this episode, you're not doing a bit with me where you're dressed as Donkey and you're not revealing it and waiting for me to see in the edit, because
that would rule. So I think I would love to have done that. I have COVID. I'm like slow recovering.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm setting up for an even larger bit. I'm not.
Where you have done it, you've got all these excuses, reasons why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm using one of those filters, so it's like I'm an actual donkey the whole time.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm not doing that. I am just sitting here all on my lonesome.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And like, unlike the Glee episode, I didn't tell you I was doing this. So I figured for this one, like, it's easy enough for me to find like a bald cap and paint myself green. That's like easy Shrek, right? But I feel like Donkey is harder. I don't even know where you'd begin with Donkey.
I think I would use the snap camera and just find a donkey.
Yeah,
I don't think I would actually
for a whole
like
podcast
practical.
Is like just cringe. That's like a 5-minute.
I don't think it's cringe. I think it's dedication. I think it's dedication to the art.
So that's why I didn't mention it, because I couldn't think of a cosplay that you could do. I guess you could have done like Lord Farquad. That would have been maybe kind of funny and maybe a bit easy.
Right. Well, I could be the gingerbread man.
Yeah, so true. Okay, so anyway, we're doing Shrek. Stans, do you remember why we're doing Shrek?
Yeah, because in 15 months, Shrek 5 is going to come out.
Yes!
And you were like, we got to get started now.
We've got to get through the whole entire Shrek-lopedia of movies that are out. Because
I think to me, it makes more sense if we did like a Shrek a week leading up to Shrek.
Okay,
and now we're like
you are
so
insane to think that with your availability, we could do all of the Shrek movies in a week. We can barely do a movie a month, Stans.
You know what? I agree with you. but I still feel like we're so far out. People aren't going to remember the beginning of Shrek Week, Shrek Month, Shrek.
You're the person calling it Shrek Week and Shrek Month. This is Shrek Life. Shrek is love. Shrek is life stands.
Of course.
But yeah, we're on the preparation for Shrek 5. We're going to be watching every single Shrek movie. I don't know if we're going to do an episode for every single one, but it will be either just us watching it. Maybe we don't do like a whole thing around it for each one. I definitely want to do one for Shrek 2 because I think that is the best Shrek movie.
Right, and I think Shrek 1 is the best Shrek movie.
Which I don't think either of our takes are actually that controversial.
I agree. I think those are there's no one out there who's like, actually, Shrek 4. You know?
Yeah, I didn't know Shrek 4 was a movie. I really thought they stopped at 3. So they did like a Shrek, I think is it 2.5?
You're thinking a Lion King, aren't you?
No, they also did a Lion King, but it was only at Universal Studios. And I know because I was in LA when it happened. It was like one of those 4D ride things. Where like Shrek sneezed and you got covered with water.
Your face. Yeah, classic.
And it was actually pretty good for for when it came out, I assume. But obviously as a child, I also thought it was good. So I'm probably blinded by being a child and thinking Shrek is cool. But they're kind of, how long between Shrek 2 and Shrek 3 was there? Because
that's a good question.
If I was like,
what do you call it? The Shrekverse.
The Shrekening. If I was young enough to enjoy Shrek 2 and then Shrek 2.5 in person, but like didn't give a single shit about Shrek 3, and I don't think I've even seen it, and then didn't know Shrek 4 existed, how did that even happen? How did they fumble the bag?
There were 3 years between every Shrek until the Shrek 5 break.
Right. Oh, interesting. So maybe...
And 1 and 2 were the same director, by the way.
Oh, and then
it goes off.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Rumpelstiltskin gets involved, and I think it goes downhill there. Is that 3? I think that's maybe 3.
Sorry, I thought you meant as a director. I was like, what are you talking about?
The director of the 3rd one. So anyway, we're going to be watching them all. And I think we mentioned this during the live com. I think we should include the Puss in Boots movies. And there's also some direct to DVD, but after DVDs were a thing. There's a holiday show. I think they've done a couple where they don't get like the actual voice actors, but they have all the characters like animated by DreamWorks. That's like really weird. I know Shrek's got like kids in a lot of them. And I think maybe some of them even come out since Shrek 4. They just keep on creating these like random offshoots.
Interesting.
So maybe we watch some of that, or maybe I watch some of that, because usually anything that's like an offshoot, I'll just cover on the Patreon because it's maybe not worth it.
Yeah, they have Shrek the Halls, a TV special, and then they have Scared Shrekless.
Yes. Yeah, I remember. Well, I mean, I've never seen them, but I remember them existing.
Sure.
So we're going to work our way through all the Shrek movies. But not today. Today is just the one, the original, the
classic.
Shrek. Yeah. And I figured before we get into the review and before we go off and watch the movie, because I'm going to be watching the movie dressed like this, obviously, we haven't already watched the movie. That would be crazy.
No, because otherwise, how would we say things that are predictions if we have already watched it? That would be crazy.
So what's your prediction for Shrek? Even before we watched the live con, we'd already seen Shrek, so doing predictions would be insane.
Yeah, but it came out in 2001, so 23 years ago we saw Shrek.
So true. So I have 4 Shrek theories that we're going to go over. One of which I mentioned in the live com that we haven't done yet. So I'm predicting the future. Ooh. Before we get into those, there's a couple of things that are like, I don't know, like tidbits or whatever that if we're talking about Shrek, we should bring up for sure.
Okay.
One of those is something that we referenced just now. Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Right.
So you are famous for not knowing things, Stans.
Yeah.
I know that you have heard the words Shrek is love, Shrek is life, but do you actually know what the fuck it is?
No, it was just big on like Facebook.
So you've never seen the video or like know its contents at all?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, then you are going to be... you're going to lose your mind because...
I'm going to lose my mind?
It's been a long time since I've seen it. Oh, sorry, it's playing really loud. Shut the fuck up.
No worries. Shrek is love.
What I can remember of it makes me very like worried that this was a meme that like people shared and thought was funny or cool.
I do. Can I say one thing I think I know about it?
Okay.
I think it has to do with anal sex.
It does.
Okay, I think I knew that.
I seem to remember it not being consensual.
I was going to say another word, and I was like, well, let's not get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly. We managed to get there without saying it. So it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. Okay. And I will allow you to just like, we should have a safe word. What do you want your safe word to be, Stans?
I want my safe word to be donkey. If I say that, we turn it off.
That, I feel like using the wrong context could be that you're enjoying it a lot. Especially if you're watching Shrek Is Love, Shrek Is Life. I truly, not knowing the context, don't know. You're getting a third. Maybe. You're like, come on, Donkey joined the party. Okay. Sure. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to watch this. It's going to be uncomfy, but also it feels like we have to watch it if we're talking about Shrek. It's like the most iconic Shrek meme. I am full screened.
I was only 9 years old. I loved Shrek so much. I had all the merchandise and movies. I prayed to Shrek every night.
So this was like a green post, by the way. You know, 4chan? Green text, whatever it's called.
Shrek is love, I say. Shrek is life.
Shrek is life, Stans.
My dad hears me and calls me a faggot. I knew
Jesus. Hey, Donkey?
Yeah, I think I can go slightly further, but this is bad.
This is bad. I didn't know that there were slurs. Love that, learning new
things. And this is 2014, which is like not that long ago. I know I say that on everything we do, but...
This is a re-upload, Stans. I think this was like
thank God. That's better.
2010, maybe like 2008.
Would be great.
Like a long time ago, because the original was deleted. I can... Hold on. Actually, we'll take 2 seconds. I will look up when the original Shrek Is Love came out.
2013. So not much better.
No, not much better. It is, it is 20, and that's when 2013
it wasn't
was when
an animation. It was just a post.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The green text 4chan thing. So the video could have still been 10 years ago, roughly. Mm-hmm. But this is still a re-upload. But still crazy.
He slaps me and sends me to go to sleep. I'm crying now, and my face hurts. I lay in bed and it's really cold.
Michael Jordan?
I'm going to pause again. Dude, the posters, like the animation part of this is like actually sick. Like some of the Shrek yourself. Is this meant to be Biggie?
I don't know.
It's definitely like a rapper, right? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What's Shrek yourself a reference to?
Check your... one second.
Is it check
Before
yourself?
Before you wreck yourself is Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Okay.
You know what's crazy is right before doing this, I was watching The Big Three, of which Ice Cube is the commissioner.
And you didn't get the reference. How could you?
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, my bad. I apologize. I only know Glee.
And this is Shrek as Kratos, I'm noticing. Love that. Yeah, I don't get the Michael Jordan, but we'll keep watching.
Is moving
it's fine.
Me. I feel something touch me. It's Shrek. I'm so happy. He whispers in my ear, "This is my swamp." He grabs me with his powerful ogre hands.
Okay, this part we've got to the funny bit for me, and then this bit.
Donkey.
Donkey. I'm glad you said donkey. I was waiting for you.
I can see where this is gonna end. For sure.
We can definitely see where this is going. So yeah, Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. The bit where he says, "This is my swamp," I think that conceptually is funny, and then it does a very typical early internet thing where it just goes way too far. And it's like shock value humor, which definitely had its place at some point, and maybe not anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't think it has a place anymore.
So moving on to less insane things. But still kind of equally cringe animation-wise. Because there was a Shrek before Shrek.
You mean like the pre-footage?
Yes. Hey, you read through the lines. I was being cryptic, and you got there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it.
What's actually sick about it, I didn't realize this was only found 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen it.
The test footage itself was like hidden within a YouTube video that was like a compilation of early test footage from DreamWorks that was just uploaded by a random user onto YouTube. And I think they were using it as like a file sharing kind of thing. And it was like labeled MOV 298 or something like that. So it wasn't very accessible. And I'm not even sure, because Shrek was Chris Farley before it was Mike Myers. I'm not even sure they had Chris Farley at this point when they were doing this. This is like early on stuff. So playing very DMCA music on like the worst quality thing that I've ever seen.
I have never seen this.
You've never seen this? What did you think it was?
There's another old Shrek test footage that was revealed like 10 years ago, but he looks semi like Shrek.
Yeah, this, you can't really see through the pixels. He does not look like Shrek at all. Yeah. And the whole vibe of the thing is set in like medieval. So obviously I Feel Good by James Brown is playing for some reason. And Shrek is like dancing in like a medieval looking like hallway at night. And some weird gremlin thing is bungee jumping down towards him, and I think he's gonna like steal his wallet or some shit. This is it's so strange.
Come here, little boy. Bite me.
The ears are the same, which is so funny that was like the thing.
Yeah. And then he does a little dance. Look at him do his little dance.
Oh, I love his dance.
Yeah, so isn't that insane that this was only like revealed years ago and Shrek came out in 2001, right? That's mad.
Yeah, that is wild. It's crazy because now when I'm searching for the thing I've seen, which looks like Shrek, it's just overwritten because of this that came out.
Yeah. I was trying to find when I was Googling for it, because I knew there was something. I think I've seen the same thing you're talking about. I tried to find that and found this instead, and I thought, oh, this is cooler. This is sick. Yeah. But there is like actual footage of Chris Farley being Shrek, I'm pretty sure. Because he was literally like going to be Shrek and they'd recorded most of the lines for the movie. And then obviously he passed away. So they not only did they have to decide whether they were going to like go ahead with what they've got. And I think Chris Farley has a brother and they were going to get him to try and do some of the like remainder of the lines or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Or they were going to do a thing that they did. You remember when Heath Ledger died, and they got like a bunch of famous like actors to like play the missing
Imagine
parts.
All the people, and then they sang.
What? What the fuck are you referencing? The fucking
during
COVID
early days of
video?
COVID. Yeah, that shit. I just love bringing it up because that was fucking whack.
It's just got nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
Oh, well,
though.
when Chris Farley died, it's a big enough event to where celebrities might actually get together and make that video.
Right. No, Heath Ledger died, and his last movie was like missing a bunch of stuff. So, like a bunch of famous actors just like did a couple of his lines that were missing, but like it was weird. A live action movie. So it was a kind of a weird, like Willy Wonka style role. So they got like Johnny Depp and people like that in to do like some of the missing lines.
That's bad vibes.
Yeah, well, it wasn't then, but yeah. Like Johnny Depp was okay back then.
Sorry, Johnny Depp was not the reason it's bad vibes. It's just that like getting people to do his lines is weird, you know?
Yeah, I think it was because it was literally Heath Ledger's last role, so they didn't want that to go to waste, I think was the idea. And similar conversations were happening with Chris Farley with this. And they were going to get someone to replace the thing. They were going to I think Mike Myers was originally in there to like try and like finish off the role. And then, I don't know, out of nowhere, he's just like, hey, let me try and be Scottish. Because Chris Farley wasn't doing a Scottish accent. He was just being Chris Farley when he was doing Shrek.
Of course.
How, as an actor, do you get there? Right?
The Scottish?
Yeah. I know.
Oh, I'm familiar with the Mike Myers verse, so I can tell you a little something.
Yeah,
and that is that he has done.
Sorry, you go.
I would say he has done a Scottish accent in every single Mike Myers movie I've ever seen.
Yes, he's got.
Like obviously, you have Fat Bastard in Austin Powers, but then if you have Honey, I Married an Axe Murderer, I feel like the family is Scottish, and so he does it. I have to assume that Mike Myers is Scottish based on how often I've heard him do a Scottish accent.
No, he's American.
Sorry, everyone is. Here's something that you Brits don't understand is even if you're American, if someone asks you, that's not what you say. You know what I mean? Because so many of us are like second generation, things like that.
Yeah, but
like
he's actually
first generation.
As in, like, he's not.
Sorry, he's not Native American, brother. I'll tell you that.
No, I mean that he's not. Fuck you. I mean that he's not like. He's not putting on the American accent, and that his Scottish accent is like his real accent, right? He's
no, of course
American.
not. He's just doing the accent. But I'm saying that like maybe his dad.
Yeah, we were talking about accents. I don't give a shit about where he was born. His accent is American, so when he's putting on the Scottish accent, he's putting it on. That's like not his.
Yeah, but
accent.
I would feel more comfortable doing a Scottish accent if I had Scottish heritage. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It'd be weird if I started doing accents a lot and it doesn't matter
because Americans just can't do other people's accents most of the time. They usually have to get like a dialect coach, and it goes awfully. It's always like the reverse, because everywhere else grows up with a ton of American media that like all other countries could do American accents way better as like the switch. But I was just so surprised that Mike Myers is like actually good at it. But that you would choose to just raw dog a Scottish accent for a random character, and
for an hour and a half.
But and it works, but I can't tell if it works. Like if I was in the room when Mike Myers was like, let me try something, and he does that accent after it previously being American, I don't know if I would have been like, yeah, that's the one for sure.
What are some of the most famous Shrek lines? Get out of my swamp.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Yeah. What are you doing in my swamp? You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't like
say it like a children's TV character.
That's how Mike Myers sounds. He's got kind of like a chill voice. You know, his dad's from the UK, by the way. I learned that. I'm now doing research into him.
He's doing research on the fly.
Ogres have layers.
You go full LA pilled on it. Can you think of any more lines?
God, I haven't seen the movie in 23 years.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Shit.
I'm trying to think of like famous scenes, but all I can think of is the music in the movie because the music's so good.
Yeah. Dead broad off the table.
I don't even. What did you say?
Dead broad off the table. It's when Snow White is put on the table. And they go, wow, the bed's taken. Come on, man.
See, yeah,
even though I saw it 23 years ago.
That line, I feel like if I heard it in a Scottish accent, I'd be like, yeah, I remember that line. But
Dead
you're
broad
right.
Off the table. I don't have Scottish. Sorry.
That's okay.
Especially through COVID.
You tried, though. I'll respect the trying. But yeah, that's like, I think a lot of the lines are iconic because it's Scottish and wouldn't be otherwise.
Sure.
So it's crazy to be able to do that. To like have the vision, because I would not have. Very, very iconic, dare I say. And I say it a lot, but I think this is valid.
Yeah, I think Scottish Shrek. To be honest, I don't even hear it as Scottish. I hear it as Shrek.
Actually, kind of true. I'm very similar with that.
And if I ever went to Scotland, I'd be like, damn, a lot of Shreks around here, you know?
Well, I separate it, but I obviously hear, I think, Scottish people more regularly than you, I'd assume.
Yeah, I would hope so, yeah.
And not that there's, like, many Scottish accents that hang around in England. But even I would be the same. I don't think if I heard a real Scottish person, like, talking, I think I'd do the opposite, actually. I don't think I would relate it to Shrek.
Oh, interesting.
Because in my head, it's like they're different things, right? Shrek is a Scottish accent, but he's like different. That's a Shrek accent. And then Scottish is different. And if I close my eyes, maybe I could imagine Shrek saying some of the things they say, but yeah, it's got like a different flavor to it. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Similar to Hagrid. Hagrid in my head also has a different flavor. It's like a Shrek accent and a Hagrid accent are like they're separate characters, and they're not actual like places because they're I don't know mystical creatures. I just imagine it differently.
Yeah, mystical creatures versus fictional characters is crazy, but okay. Yeah.
Hey, Hagrid does some crazy things. He's mystical to me. Is that how you feel about British people in general? We're like mystical creatures, so when you see us in TV shows, you're like, oh, that's cool.
No, whenever I see British people, I think of you guys as just like a different flavor of American. You know how there's like Coke and Pepsi?
A different flavor, really?
Yeah, because I look at it and it's like, man, all these other people have, and we're an offshoot. You know what I mean? We came from you guys, but like a lot of your problems are the same problems as ours, and a lot of like your faults, like the things that you are really, really bad about, are the things that we're really, really bad about.
Completely agree. I was meaning more like in vibes of like you hear us talking in a TV show. Like you guys love your medieval shit that you the fairs. What is it called?
Renaissance Fair.
And it's just I've been to one in America, and I realized it's just a bunch of people cosplaying as British people. It's crazy.
Yes.
So then I was walking around, and people.
I'm sorry. Do you think British people are still in the medieval era?
Well, I genuinely think that's what a lot of Americans think. They're like, oh, they're British, so they walk around their cobbled streets, sipping their tea, and
it explains why their teeth are so fucked up, man.
Yeah, they think that too, and it's not. None of it's true. It's crazy.
God, it makes so much sense now.
And that's why I was asking, and I know I'm asking the wrong person. Well, always whenever we have these conversations, I'm asking you about like a generic American opinion, and your like opinion is so like as we've said, we are the two shaking hands on either side.
You think we're born in a fucking coconut tree? We are a collection of our thoughts and experiences.
Yeah, so hey, I take it all back. I'm cringe. Go out and vote for Coconut Harris.
I will be. I hope. That's my thing.
Prage. Wait, you hope? What?
Yeah.
You gonna die before then? What do you mean?
No, well, she's not running. It's still Biden right now.
Oh, wait, you mean you actually just want to straight vote for her and not...
Well, I'm hoping that Biden drops out and then she picks up the ticket and then I can vote for her.
Right. Oh, you would actually prefer to? I don't know anything about it.
I think she has a better chance. I do think she has a better chance. I used to not. I have shifted my perspective.
I was going to say, because you said the complete opposite on stream.
I have said the complete opposite. And then...
I mean, I'm not meaning for us to get political here. I'm sorry.
As I've done my research, I've been like, ooh, it's not looking good for old Joey B.
Hey, I respect it. Especially, you should be able to change your opinion and be like, hey, I've looked at things and this is how I feel.
I think I was wrong then, for sure. But we'll see. Hey, who knows? Let's talk about Shrek, because otherwise we're going to be here for 3 hours.
Yeah. The reason that I was saying we should move on from politics, apart from the fact that we should talk about Shrek, is how I'm dressed and what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Tell me about Israel-Palestine right now, huh?
Every time we're talking about something that isn't Shrek, I'm like, bro, this clipped is crazy.
It is a little bit funny, yeah.
This is like a TikTok would be so funny, just us talking about who should you vote for. When's your fucking voting date, Stans?
Fuck if I know. November, sometime in November. I'll vote early by mail.
I think you guys do it on, is it usually the same date or is it like whenever? Do you have like a specific date that you
No clue.
vote?
I don't vote on election day. I usually vote by mail early and then just get it done. So it's like, I don't get my... They do give you a sticker in the mail, but I'm not like a part of the fucking zeitgeist that day.
I remember seeing a thing that was like, we're voting on America's Day and you guys are voting on our day because we have Guy Fawkes Day, which we call Firework Day.
Sure.
And that's November 5th. And it's celebrating the day that Guy Fawkes blew up Parliament once. So we light a bunch of fireworks.
Terrorist versus freedom fighter. You know what I mean?
It's actually insane that we still celebrate it. I'm for it, but like as a country, it's wild considering a lot of people's beliefs that they still support it. But it's so funny that our vote was on your firework day, and your vote, I think, is on our firework day. Apparently,
that's what I'm saying. We're just different flavors of each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Now, Stans, are you ready to hear some Shrek theories?
I'm ready to hear some Shrek theories.
Because some of these we will briefly touch on in the live commentary, but we will go into depth on them here, which obviously ordering makes perfect sense.
Yes.
So the first theory, which is probably the most obvious one, like I think even a child watching it would kind of be like, oh, the place that Lord Farquad has looks like Disneyland, is meant to be like Disneyland. And they do the song that's like Small, Small World, but instead they get their ass out. Well, there's more to it than just this is meant to be Disneyland. Lord Farquad is supposed to be like the CEO of Disney, but like in parody.
Oh, Bob Iger? Who's CEO of Disney in 2001?
Yeah, because it wasn't Bob Iger. It is...
Oh, really?
Michael Eisner. Eisner.
Oh, yeah.
So
who did I say it was?
Bob Iger, who is now.
Bob Iger, yeah. Michael Eisner. Okay, got it. I'm looking at him now.
Jeffrey Katzenberg, who is the person that started DreamWorks, I'm like 99% sure, used to head up Disney's like motion pictures department. I think it was like before the Pixar like thing happened.
Sure.
And he was wanting to go in a different direction and apparently hated working there so much that he went off, started his own DreamWorks thing, and then in like one of the first movies was like, you know what, let's just do a whole entire fuck you to Disney.
I see. Okay, like a movie Disney would never do, a little raunchier, and then literally make characters potentially represented by some of these animated guys with bad characteristics.
The whole movie, like, if looking back, is like Disney character that they are making look stupid, Disney character that they're making look stupid, that aren't actually Disney characters and are in, I guess, like the what's it called when they've
public
existed
domain.
Enough?
Yeah,
Public
the fairy
domain.
tale characters mostly. Yeah.
That Disney didn't create, but then they made movies on. So now anyone can really like include them in the movie or whatever. Like Pinocchio, Cinderella, things like that, Snow White. They could just meme on them. And they do throughout the movie, and it's sick. That's like one of the core kind of motivation, I think, for him doing it was specifically to be like, fuck you, Disney, which is very sick.
Right. That is cool.
Which obviously relates to Lord Farquad being like the tiniest man ever, a dickhead that everyone hates.
Specifically trying to like get rid of beloved properties, you know, Cinderella and stuff, just like kick them all out for the sanitized theme park of a kingdom.
And I'm reading here, apparently, Eisner is a very tall man and is infamous for saying, I think I hate that little midget, in reference to Katzenberg. What the fuck? So I assume this was Katzenberg's way of getting back to him.
Right, which is fair.
Which, that's wild that's a real quote.
That is. Times were different.
Okay, you ready for the next theory, Stans? This one...
I'm ready.
Is crazy, and you have previously called me crazy for thinking that this was a thing, and I knew I'd seen it somewhere. We've got a YouTube short that goes over it. This is the exact video that I saw that made me think that the dragon is a princess.
Let's watch it. It took me 20 years to realize something incredible about Shrek.
Yeah.
AI voice, yeah.
It took me 20 years to realize something incredible about
How did you
Shrek.
predict it? It's just some guy. He's so
It's
such a
Cara
bad
Girl.
short.
We hear the story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause it here. The beginning of the second movie, we hear the story of Fiona, and it's showing
second movie.
It's showing the fairy tale book.
And the enchantment, turning her into an ogre.
And it tells you about the enchantment of the curse, which, in hindsight, obviously this can't be the start of the first movie.
Yeah. It was
turning her
spoiled.
into an ogre at night. But wait,
Stans.
I was rewatching the first movie and noticed another princess in
There we go. In the first movie, there is another princess who doesn't look like Fiona at all. They've got...
Sure.
I mean, they do have gingerish hair. I think the guy in it says they got blonde hair, and that'd gaslit me into thinking they did have blonde hair. That looks ginger, bro, doesn't it?
It could be either, I'll be honest with you.
But they're not wearing anything that Fiona was wearing, for sure. That's not
No, they're not
Fiona's
wearing
clothes.
green, which was the big Fiona color.
Yes.
the opening scene book. A blonde princess.
See, they say a blonde princess. I would disagree, but hey,
Really? It looks blonde to me.
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
Benefit of the doubt, we'll give it to him.
Yep.
Now check this out.
Check this out, though, Stans.
This princess has Fiona's same enchantment, but from the book you can see she turns into a dragon at night.
Oh?
Sorry, why do they say that?
She had an enchantment upon her of a fearful stalk, which could only be broken by love's first kiss. And then,
sure, but they're assuming that dragon is the princess when nothing of the sort has been said.
Yeah, but they
maybe
haven't
the princess
shown...
turns into a cup at night. You know what I mean?
Hey, okay, it's either a cup or a dragon, but we see a dragon in the film, Stans.
Or neither. Okay, go ahead.
So this
means definitively
the dragon is actually the blonde princess from the.
This theory fucking sucks. I'll say it. I'll put it out there. This theory blows ass.
Because we see, look, we see at the start of the second movie, we see how Fiona is portrayed in the book, And she is portrayed very differently to this princess who was protected by the dragon. Maybe it wasn't protected by the dragon. Maybe this princess is the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Then wouldn't when Donkey and the dragon kiss, the curse is lifted?
Maybe the curse is lifted. Is Fiona an ogre?
Yeah, what I'm talking... Yes.
Then, the curse was lifted then.
So, but we've seen the dragon at night and we've seen the dragon during the day, haven't we?
Yeah, so the curse was lifted, but...
And Donkey has never mentioned, oh, you know that dragon? She's actually a human princess.
No, the dragon has stayed dragon, as in, like, the curse is either lifted, right, or if you don't find someone by a certain point, you stay as the creature or whatever.
Was there a time limit?
Thing. Yeah, I think so. That's the whole point in the movie. She has to do it before, like, the end of that day, otherwise it's fucked, right? Isn't it?
I thought, no, she has to do it before nighttime because she'll turn into an ogre and he won't marry her.
Oh,
this House of Cards is falling apart.
Yeah, there wasn't a time limit. It was just the nighttime part.
You're mixing this up with Beauty and the Beast, which has a time limit.
No, don't be silly.
Yeah.
Hey, if one fairy tale has it, they all have it, Stans. Case proven is what I'm learning. We're both in agreement that this is true and factual and that the dragon is a princess.
Whatever I have to say to move on.
So when I bring this up in the movie, Stans, you're going to be like, wow, oh my God, I believe you. That's so true.
What a great theory. I'll have to think more about that one. Yeah.
This one I kind of noticed. I realized this one as we were watching and was like, dude, this is crazy. This might have some weight. And I have a feeling you're going to love and respect this one and think it's really, really true and cool, Stans.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So Fiona is in that tower since she's a little girl, right? Where does she get her food?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's. I
know so that's a real question, not rhetorical.
That is a rhetorical question as it's written, but it is a good question. I'm seeing if you've got any answers, Mr. Hater.
There's no other people in the castle. She ate the staff. She's a cannibal.
She ate this. Maybe there wasn't staff.
Okay. Well, now you're just making up things.
Well, how do we know? We've not seen any signs of staff.
Well, that's because she ate them.
Okay. Well, nobody can get in because of the dragon, I think, is the main thing. Because the dragon is that we know is a princess. The princess dragon is like defending the castle, and we see like bodies of all the people that have tried to go and rescue the princess that are all like bones and cooked up and whatnot.
Or maybe that's people who lived in the castle that she ate.
Maybe the dragon feeds her.
Okay.
But what would the dragon feed her? Well, if you watch carefully, Stans. Right as they're leaving, and I brought this up as we were watching, there's like a huge ass There's a huge ass cookbook with a cauldron that is like dragon sized. And I went back to check the cookbook has like an outline of a knight, and it's like how to cook the knights up. It's like separating the arms and shit. Some might say that it was there as like a funny gag that was funny if you watched it because this movie is meant to be a funny movie. But I think there's more to it, Stans.
Okay, tell me about it.
I think the dragon was cooking all of the knights and all of the people and feeding that to Fiona, who was trapped in the thing at the top.
You know what? I'll give this one to you. That's very reasonable.
So Fiona is a cannibal.
Yeah, hey, to be honest, we both got to the same place.
Let's go! Stan actually agrees with that one.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's the one you think is more plausible.
She's a cannibal one way or the other. What else she eating, bro? I'm with you.
Yeah, when we were watching, I was going to bring up how the hell she survived, but I'd already said like 7 things that by that point that were like...
You were going to ruin this whole intro part of the episode.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to ruin this for sure. Yeah, I was like, hey, we need to do the theories first. Now this one... Oh no.
You're laughing early.
This one I included because it's so insanely bad that I thought we'd have a laugh. I mean, it's real. This is 100% real.
Got it.
Are you ready to hear the tagline?
I'm ready to hear the tagline.
Shrek didn't have a name until he met Donkey.
Whoa, because everyone calls him the ogre.
Everyone calls him the ogre, and the friendship between Shrek and Donkey is one of the most enduring things throughout the series. And no one in his life had ever asked him his name before that moment.
And is there a theory for how he came up with Shrek?
That would make it maybe interesting, wouldn't it?
It would. Yeah, that would make it interesting.
So this theory states that this could be attributed to the fact that Shrek hadn't spoken to anyone for a long time and felt uncomfortable trying to make conversation, or it could have a deeper meaning about Shrek's past.
Am I crazy? In the intro, does he not talk to people and he's kind of pithy and witty? It feels like he's got no issues talking.
Very outgoing. Although he's telling them he's going to eat them or whatever. He's
doing it in a way that's interesting.
Yeah. It's unknown how long Shrek was living by himself, but it can be assumed it was quite a while before he and Donkey met. The small act of Donkey asking for his name and accepting him allowed Shrek to take steps towards building a family. Which,
dude, that's so beautiful.
That is beautiful. I don't know how that means he knows his name, or like he didn't have a name, but sure. No one would have given him a name, and fewer people would have inquired about what it is.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's a beautiful story.
It's such a beautiful story. I just don't get how that means he didn't have one, or why he would just say Shrek.
Because Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Shrek, maybe he knew the meme.
Yeah.
Maybe the meme is real, dude.
Maybe it's a historical document.
Yes, sorry, not meme. Historical document. That's it's people should be studying that rather than those amendments that you guys have.
Ain't no one worried about the fucking laws here in the US anymore.
Unless it's the 5th.
It's so true. Which I think you think the 5th is the gun one. It's not.
Oh, the 5th. Yeah, that's the plea the 5th.
Yeah, as you said that, I was like, I know what went wrong here. That's okay.
So funny. I was like, amendments. It's the Second Amendment is the good one. Of course. Yeah. Sorry, that's my bad for assuming that guns would be low down on the list.
Yeah. No worries.
Number 2,
are you ready to watch Shrek?
I am ready to watch Shrek, Stans. I didn't wear this face paint for nothing. So
perfect. Let's get into it. And as you're watching and listening, remember that he looks like this the entire time. Minutes.
I've actually just looked over and my bald cap has been slowly going up. So there's just a big gap of forehead.
Love that.
All right, I've
That's
lowered
beautiful.
that now. And I kind of looking like Megamind with this bald cap, to be honest. My head's huge and my fingers are yellow. Oh, but it's on Patreon. You could use $5 a month and you can get it too. This one's not on an extension because it's not on Disney Plus, but we have an extension that is very, very sick. There is a new version of that extension because Disney Plus changed their shit. Very cringe. So if you were using the old extension still, it will no longer work. You'll have to download this new one. It's in the description. Go and download it. It's also linked on all of the Patreon posts. So check it out wherever. It syncs everything up automatically. It's really cool. I've been watching High School Musical, the series, and that has been a wild ride. I'm going to talk to you, Stans, about it at some point on one of these podcasts.
Can't wait.
Because it's really good. And there's some like drama in real life that I kind of know about, but we should talk about it. It'll be fun.
Sheesh.
So if you want to keep up to date with that, join the Discord. And if you want to watch Shrek with us, but you're still like on the edge, here is a little clip of the movie Shrek with us that we are watching right now.
I'm gonna see this guy Farquad right now and get you all off my land and back where you came from.
This is a strange allegory, I feel like, that you can make from this movie. Now that you think about it.
If only he had built the wall, dude.
The angry man said, "Go back to where you came from," and all the immigrants cheered. This is a very strange scene.
And we're back. Honestly, I'm misty-eyed. I have tears.
You have tears, real tears.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I
will say, when Fiona had true love and like flew into the air and exploded like a supernova and was still an ogre, that's just beautiful.
And she was fine as hell, dude. Holy shit!
Sorry, red alert. You said that about every woman in the entire movie. There's only like 4, by the way.
I was going to say,
this is a movie made 2001.
I'm trying to think of any others.
Very few. There's I was going to say the barkeep woman, but I think that might be Shrek 2.
Yeah, that's not this movie.
Yeah.
I'm literally, there's the old lady that owns Donkey at the start. That doesn't really count, I guess. But
maybe who I'm thinking of.
That's we're clutching at straws. Yeah. All of the women, including the old lady at the start, hot as hell in this movie. God damn.
When the magic mirror was showing them, you're like, ooh, I know which one I'd like to get with. And I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
That's not what I said. I didn't say that.
You were like, I know which one I'd pick. Which one would you pick?
Yeah,
that's what you
I was
asked
saying based on the trials and tribulations that they said around
sex appeal.
One of them was guarded by a dragon and shit tons of lava. The other one's just asleep. And the third one
had a guarded heart. that I would try and reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, you were the one that was weird about that. Because
I was not weird about that.
You said I choose Fiona every time. She's hot as hell. Awooga. I'm pretty sure it's like your quote from me asking. So
respectfully, yes.
No, I just think the dragon a baddie, and so's Fiona. Ogre form. Sue me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You did say that. Yes.
It's just sorry for being fucking truthful. And honestly, I think all of the comments are going to agree.
Cancel me. I just think the dragon's
cancel
sexy.
me. They're going to cancel you because I'm right in this scenario, and I think everyone's going to agree with me. And they're going to do court emojis and be like, "I also think the dragon is hot." So wait for that.
Comment right now if you think the dragon is hot.
Baba Booey,
and a princess.
Bitch.
Baba Booey. Yes.
So where do you want to? I know we've just talked about how hot everyone is. We should actually talk about the actual movie. Where do you want to start?
I'm trying to think of like in what ways did this movie, because I remember even being a child that the way people talked about it was like, oh, this movie's different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there were children's movies that were funny for adults, but I think when people even say that phrase, they are talking about Shrek. That is like the children's movie that adults can laugh at.
And it's very clear that it is a children's movie, obviously watching it, but there is only, I would say, a handful of moments that feel like it's purely for kids, right? That doesn't really, that I didn't gain anything out of watching. Every other moment was like,
you got really mad at the bridge scene where he's like, I'm shaking the bridge. Does that piss you off? I can't hear you.
So many kids movies do it. And I understand it's a kids movie, so that's fine. That's why I gave it the pass. But it is annoying when kids movies do kids things, because I'm not a kid and I want to enjoy the good bits of the movie without that bit.
Yeah, you want adult Shrek. That's me with Marvel movies. When they or any movie with an extended fight scene, I'm like, even watching The Matrix, which is transcends. There's a couple fight scenes where I'm like, this is going too long, man.
Okay,
Please.
sorry. You went from kids movies to Matrix, and then the Matrix just being too long. You started on the kids movie.
No, not Matrix is too long. Yeah, no. This is not crazy because it all ties together.
Okay.
Sometimes when I am watching a movie that is not necessarily for me, but for like another group, whether that be kids or like karate movie aficionados, they will do the thing that is for that group that I don't care about, and I get really bored.
Okay. That comparison makes more sense. That's my bad.
Yeah.
It was
like Marvel movies
crazy
always have the third act big fight scene. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
And people love that. Avengers Assemble never gets old, and I go, can we skip ahead?
I will say Avengers Assemble was sick, but I for the most part agree with you on Marvel movies. The third act, boo, cringe, boring, whatever.
Just big fight thing.
If we're talking about like things that movies do that we don't like,
okay.
I have been very vocal about this thing that I don't like about movies and TV shows. I am going to label it as the Mattress moment, because lots and lots of TV shows, movies, they all include a little bit of conflict for the sake of there being conflict so there can then be resolution. And it is one of the most annoying things in movies. We talked about it during Pitch Perfect because that one was like heinous. Oh
yeah, when she throws the trophy through the window or whatever.
As that scene was happening, we were both like, why is this happening? This is definitely just so there's conflict. And it was cringe. And we call it the mattress moment because if you're not watched Glee with us, there's a whole entire episode where Will Schuester sleeps on a mattress, and that is then the reason that he can't go
he is not
to the
allowed
Glee club,
to be the Glee club teacher,
the contest. Which is so convoluted and cringe. I hate it when they do like convoluted weird stuff just to make a thing happen that they haven't really like set up properly. Now, Shrek doesn't do it anywhere near as bad as these, which is saying something because it's literally a kid's movie, so it's crazy that it does it better than these actual pieces of media. But and I think that's maybe doing Shrek a disservice. We love Shrek, but
yeah, Shrek is great.
The scene where Fiona has turned into an ogre and Donkey's talking to her, and Shrek overhears Fiona going, so what did she say? She says, how can anyone love something so ugly?
Love something so hideous? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then she says a couple of other lines that like work out of context for Shrek to hear them and think that he's talking about her. And that kind of shit is just, he happened to hear those two bits and then he gets really annoyed at it. And then they have a whole entire conversation the next day and neither of them expresses how they are really thinking or feeling well enough for them to actually understand. And they're both annoyed at each other, but neither of them are going to say why they're annoyed at each other. And like, part of that is just so cringe and just bad, and it's just not fun to watch.
I say this in the live record. I think you are insane at hating the Shrek one. It's crazy because the reason like they can't express their true feelings is because he was listening in on it and heard something that hurt his feelings, and he doesn't want to even admit that he loved her. It's like, this is a situation where that moment makes a lot of sense for the characters. It's not a classic like, but I can explain, and then it's like, I'm not going to let you explain. It's not that at all, because he's not willing to explain, because he's not willing to even look deep inside and admit how he has feelings for her, because that could open him up. It makes him vulnerable to this pain.
Yes, I agree. I hear what you're saying. I just think, and it is nowhere near as bad as like the example that you gave in the middle.
I can explain is the classic. I agree with you with that. It's
that
like
kind of stuff cringe as hell.
I
hate that. Yeah. And when movies do that, that's really bad. It didn't do that, and there was more like substance to it, but it knocks me out of a movie whenever movies do that as like the conceit of the conflict. I think you could do the conflict in a different way, but like you could literally do that exact conflict in a different way, I feel like. But also, it is a children's movie, and maybe I should go with myself. But that was my like in the movie, the bit I got most annoyed at.
That and the bridge. It was like you're watching
I didn't really give a shit about the bridge, I'll be honest. I care more about the PewDiePie bridge than this bridge.
So true.
So this, honestly, the only other thing I would say is the plot of the movie was very much like, we're at this place, and then we go to this place, and then we go to this place, and then we go to this place.
Oh, yeah, it was rapid.
Yeah. Which the fast pacing of it, I actually really liked, because there was never a moment where I was like, oh, can this scene fucking hurry up? Right? Like, every single bit was like almost perfectly timed. But it was more like, it felt like a D&D campaign, kind of, where you go from like, you start in this place, and then you go to the fight, and then you get a quest here, and then you go there. And it just felt a bit like there was signposts like throughout the movie rather than like a continuous like flowing story. I don't know.
Right, which I think kind of has to happen in like a first edition of something. Yeah, because you have to get the studio to trust you to make it.
Again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it has to be super relatable. You know what I liked about this, and I didn't even realize until this moment?
Ooh, go ahead.
This is pre-Minion-fication in kids' movies.
It is, yeah.
There was no, and honestly, calling it Minion-fication is wrong because Star Wars did it with Ewoks like fucking 40 years ago. But like the thought that you add this cute little like unintelligible thing to sell toys to children. And it happens kind of in the future ones where they add like Puss in Boots and stuff like that, like the baby dragons.
They never
but it
really
doesn't
did
happen
this.
in this one.
Yeah,
and it's nice. It's really nice.
I guess the closest is the gingerbread man, but he's not like a
cute,
but no,
he's like
thing.
Full comedic relief in this one, and maybe he gets different in the future ones. I do believe there's baby dragons in future ones that are fucking annoying in that way.
And there's baby Shreks, and there's
oh really? I haven't even seen a baby Shrek.
Yeah, I agree. There is definitely stuff in the future, and maybe Puss in Boots was kind of supposed to be like that, like you said. But
nothing in the first movie was meant to be made into a toy at all.
Yeah,
which is sick.
I guess because Katzenberg would be like, "Fuck you, Disney. I'm not fucking. This isn't merchandise. This is just a big middle finger."
This is my love letter to animation and my hate letter to Disney.
Yeah. So that is something that I didn't really notice. I don't think there would be a single animated movie or like kids movie in general now made that doesn't have some kind of merchandise made.
It is basically a necessity of doing it. Yeah.
No,
that's why people listen to Binge and Cringe, my friend, for cutting reviews of hot topics in the movie space.
You were going to hot tour over the mic there. That was great.
That's talk about hot topics, my friend.
Yeah, spin on that thing.
Dude, Shrek 5 is going to have a somebody. I think I saw a tweet. Did you see? It was like Shrek 5 is going to have these things, and it was like, oh my god.
Oh, I didn't see. You should try and find for me. That would be sick. Whilst you're doing that,
it might not even have been a popular tweet.
Hey, but it's a tweet nonetheless.
Yeah.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to talk about some other things I liked because I've just been shitting on Shrek, and I actually really did like it.
Go ahead. I love Shrek, by the way.
It was funny as hell. Like, actually, unironically funny. Most of the like through line felt like they had a bunch of really funny bits and like visual gags that they wanted to do, and they just placed like the story around those visual gags and like plays on characters, like a French Robin Hood that then gets stopped by fucking bullet time. What's her face? Fiona. It was so sick. There's like so many cool, interesting moments and funny bits that were like sandwiched around the movie. Like the whole montage as well. The montage in this movie fucking amazing. The montage of kind of Shrek and Fiona falling in love.
It was basically the only way they moved things along quickly. Like one of the reasons they could just jump is like beginning of the movie, here's a montage. Middle of the movie, here's a montage. Love scene, montage.
And I think the only reason those montages worked as well as they did is because of the fucking music, dude. This honestly,
it was great.
Shrek is. I know there is a Shrek musical. This was like Shrek the musical, right? Like I know they're not singing along to all the songs, but the use of music is almost like a character in itself. Like it was so sick. It's so well done and iconic songs.
You've got to stop saying iconic. I will agree with you, but find another word.
It's true now, Stan. I'm sorry.
You say 500 times an episode.
Yeah, but it's a catchphrase.
Was a child who had just got a CD player and I had no CDs, right? I got a CD player for Christmas and I told my mom to take me to the store so that I could buy the Shrek soundtrack.
I was going to say, I think I know where this is going. That's so funny. Dude, Glee was my Shrek for you.
Was your Shrek? Come on, I didn't finish the story. I didn't get Shrek. I was sold on a different one. Yeah. I looked at Shrek and I was like, damn, I love this movie. I love these songs. And I bought the Jimmy Neutron soundtrack.
I didn't even know that would be like the movie or just like the TV
Jimmy
show.
Neutron, the Jimmy Neutron the movie. This was at the same time, so 2001. It must have just come out 2002. Jimmy.
Do you remember any of the songs? I'm googling it now.
Oh yeah, I remember them all. Oh Jimmy, Jimmy, to the rescue in the big blue sky.
Wait, it's original songs?
There's a couple of original songs in there. Yeah, it's got a Aaron Carter song. It's got some great songs. Jimmy Neutron movie soundtrack.
Go Jimmy.
The movie
Jimmy.
came out in. I told you, yeah. Oh, that's a great CD. It is Aaron Carter. Yeah, there you go. They had
that's probably why you like Aaron
song.
Carter so much. We still get comments.
I also got an Aaron Carter CD, which is
on the
classic.
episode that we talked about that, and I was like, "Does anyone even know Aaron Carter?" Because I've never heard of them, but it must have been an American thing. We still get comments of people being like, "I'm like 28 and from living in the US. I've never heard of Aaron Carter before."
That's crazy to me. Oh, Parents Just Don't Understand was classic. Blinding Me with Science. Kids in America, which was also in the Digimon movie. Pop by NSYNC. Crazy. Britney Spears song. Wow.
Did you find that tweet, by the way, the Shrek 5 tweet?
Blitzkrieg Bob from the Ramones is in there, which is also crazy. No, I couldn't find the tweet.
No tweet.
We got the beat. Dude, this is a crazy album now that I look at it. It spans generations.
I do think legally it doesn't.
No, it actually does. What I'm saying is like the Go-Go's is on there. The Ramones is on there, Bowling for Soup, but also Britney Spears, NSYNC, Aaron Carter, Nick Cannon. Like it crosses, the songs in there are made by bands that were popular in different generations.
Crossing generations as a way to describe the Jimmy Neutron album is crazy, but I guess I have to give it to you.
It's also like the Bloods of the Crips. They had Backstreet Boys and they had NSYNC on it. That's crazy.
like the
That's
Bloods
crazy.
and the Crips. It's so funny.
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed, man.
Okay, do you have anything else to say about Shrek? We've been talking about the Jimmy Neutron album for a while.
No.
Any closing remarks on Shrek?
I really like Shrek.
First?
I think Shrek 1 is my favorite Shrek. I have seen Shrek 2, and I'm excited to watch
Shrek
it again.
4 is the best, and no one's seen it.
You know, it's not even called Shrek 4. That's why you didn't know that. It's called like Happily Shreked After.
I hope it's not. That's how I.
Oh, it's called
one night stands.
It's called Shrek Forever After.
Right. I can't believe Shrek.
I'm just telling you.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, it's still Shrek 4 though, even if it's not called that.
It is. I agree with you. I'm just saying that is Rumpelstiltskin, which you were telling me was
right. That's the Rumpelstiltskin one. Yeah, Shrek 3. I think it's called Shrek the Third, as in like the king. He's like Shrek the Third, but
what does that even mean?
What do you mean?
Is it like Shrek's grandson?
No, is it? I guess that doesn't make any sense. As in,
you
like,
said it as if it was obvious, and I was like, I'm confused here.
But I think maybe he becomes king of fucking their realm or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it doesn't make sense unless he's the third Shrek. So that's crazy. Also, Shrek isn't his last name. So,
well, it's not his name at all, is what we're learning.
Oh, well, it is, but he just didn't have one before.
He made it up.
He was unnamed ogre,
which is sick.
I wonder how Shrek existed. Did we ever get into the
like his
Shrek
parents
history?
and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's in a future movie, right?
It's
there has to be like a Shrek parentage thing.
Yeah, I hope we do learn. It's definitely not in 2, right? Unless I'm crazy.
Fuck if I know. I've seen 2 one time, thought that was fine.
It's a great movie. It's maybe the best Shrek movie, and we're going to watch that on the podcast at some point for sure. Once Stans can get a real-life donkey costume.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm just going to get a donkey, and it's going to be on screen, and I will talk into the mic.
You make it to sit in your chair for the full, like, hour and a half or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be sick. Right, well, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go, oh my god, my fucking bald cap keeps on creating a line on my forehead. That's insane. I don't know when it does it. Love that. I'm going to go wash this shit off.
Do it. Maybe keep it on, actually.
And, okay, I don't know why I didn't think about it. I have just realized that if it's made my hands yellow, then my face is going to be yellow when I try and rub it off.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. And also, are you going to wash off at your work or are you going to drive home?
No, I'm definitely washing off at my work. I'll go to the toilet for sure. But yeah, I've just realized that I'm going to have a dyed yellow face at least.
Cannot wait.
Because I washed my hands and they were still yellow. So, oh no.
Can't wait to see it. Hey, put it in the Discord. Binge and cringe.
Yeah, that would be great. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope I'm not yellow next time we're doing the podcast, because that would be embarrassing, because it will be a week later. That'll be bad. But we'll see you next time. Sans, you have a catchphrase?
I do. You ready?
Go ahead.
Get out of my swamp.
Great. Good. That was. You can do a better job of the accent. I'll say, as an actor, you could work on that one.
It's the COVID. The COVID is really
COVID ruins accents. It's known.
It does. That's why there was no movies for like those 2 years. All right. Appreciate you all watching. Goodbye.
Bye, gang.